extra credit worth doing, kind of fun. This is a capture the flag with a contest written by somebody else with many flags, and I solved the first few flags. So you install this thing called EVABS, an intentionally vulnerable app, and it has an APK file. So you download the APK and drop it on your running Android emulator, and therefore you can use, for example, a rooted Android emulator, which you probably want to do. I don't know if it necessarily needs to be rooted for all the attacks, but you might as well use a rooted one. You don't need the Play Store. And now you get this thing, and so it shows you a typical kind of CTF. Here are those challenges that you have to solve. So click Challenges, and level 1 is Debug Me. So they give you a hint, and they say the developer was not supposed to log important data, but your secret key may have been logged. So when you click this button, it will log the key. So all you have to do is view the log. And as you know, ADB Logcat will view the log. So when you do that, you'll see a secret appear in the log. And you've done this when we hacked in the Progressive app and you stole the password. So that's one. The next one, you have a file access, and you have to unpack the APK file and find an extra file that was included in there that has a key. Then there's a strings, and you'll find a strings file that has a secret in it. And then there's resources that have a file with the key in it. And then there's shares. Here you're going to need a rooted emulator. That's why I say you might as well start with a rooted Android Studio emulator. And then you can go in here and look for shared preferences here. This is, by the way, is where I usually find unsafe things stored in most Android apps. It looks like it's the same, and this is Android. So this shared prefs file is often where they store passwords and foolish things like that. And here's a database leak. You can look at the databases, and you'll find a flag in there. And then there's exports. An exported activity is defined, and you can launch that activity. And this is the thing. Remember, you can look at the manifest file. We've done it before, and you can see all the activities, which are all the visible pages in the app. We did this for that Chinese security app that had about 100 pages. And if you there's an activity which, when launched, will reveal a flag. And here's another one where you have to open it in JADX GUI to decode 3 strings shown in red from base64. There are 3 strings that each contain part of the flag, and you have to decode them and add it together to get the flag. So again, this is hard-coded credentials with some obfuscation. And here's one where you have to use Smalley injection. But here you just go down here, and this will print the flag if the signal is lab on. So you have to unpack the file, modify the Smalley, and comment out this line, right, as you've done before in other projects where you modify the Smalley. That's where you make it so when you run it, you'll be able to see the flag. We did that when we were doing bypassing rooted device protection in that Indian Madhar app. And here's some other ones which I think you can't do these. So anyway, I'd try that if you want to play more games. This is basically, in the sense of a review, you're just going to use the same techniques we've already done in another context in this capture the flag context. So check it out if you like. And I'm going to stop this one.